Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Barra, and we are here to discuss some wrestling. I hope all of you are having a good one. However you catch this, whenever you catch this, I hope all of you didn't think that, Grand Regent LeBron James was going to keep me from talking to you beautiful people about this beautiful sport. Okay, we are now going to be discussing Dynamite Collision. We're discussing not only Dynamite, but Collision and SmackDown. All right, for July 1st, July 2nd, and July 3rd. Accordingly, all right. Now, to open up this review, this is a very strong Dynamite, very strong Dynamite. These Dynamites and these Collisions are only getting stronger. People are saying that the feeling, the power, if you would say, is back within AEW, and you do have to acknowledge that all their heavy hitters are there. All right, all the way from Kenny to Swerve to Ospreay to Mercedes to Jay White. You have the new crop of people popping up. Like a Persephone, like a Kevin Knight. Lio Rush is very over. Right, you have the classic acts in there, like an Orange Cassidy, like a Cat, like a Catlander, Stat Daddy. Listen, man, good things about this locker room that always finds a way to shine through. All right, even in our beginning match with MJF, and Mark Briscoe. All right, this world title match, very strong way to open your Dynamite. Very strong way to open your Dynamite. It's a very solid blade job. Honestly, that blade job was like a good fucking 10 out of 10. And MJF, he goes out there, he wrestles a very solid, very technically sound match with Mark Briscoe, and then he cuts like two amazing promos after. He cuts one promo, basically, against Kenny Omega, kind of baiting him out, saying whenever he wants to smoke, he can get it. And then immediately after, he cuts another great promo, not only Andrade, but Will fucking Ospreay, all right, the aerial assassin. I was left astounded. Oh, honestly, I was left shocked. MJF finds a way to bring it every single taping, all right? He never misses a beat, never skips a fucking beat. Again, the blood, sweat, and tears that was left in that ring after that match, great. And again, that's how you open your night. Solid fucking shit. Honestly, very solid showing from those two. And then if you want to move all the way down to Lio Rush and Kevin Knight, the backpack spot was very funny. Kevin Knight obviously has a little PTSD with backpacks. I love that. That was very entertaining. And obviously Kevin Knight goes over on Lio Rush, but Lio Rush even getting these minutes, right? Like Lio Rush getting this playing time, always going to be a positive for me. Very sound, again, very good wrestler in my humble opinion. There isn't one bad match on this entire card. I'll let all of you know that right now. We also get the Death Riders, the Death Riders and Jonathan Moxley and Ospreay versus the Swirl. Very good. Right? They get the jump on Moxley like as the opening bell rings. I thought that was pretty funny. That was pretty fucking funny. They make a big thing out of Will Ospreay's patch, his Death Riders patch. There's an entire segment, after Forbidden Door about it. And we did see, I think it's like a Caleb Newman or Caleb Newman. Yeah, he made a post about it. Again, a New Japan Pro staple. Listen, I can see a world. Where after this Ospreay run, we get a small little Caleb Newman match. I think that's gonna do real big numbers in New Japan. Even some of the stuff that we could get like in between that, like Caleb Newman and like a Gabe Kidd. I wouldn't hate that. Chat, wouldn't hate it, huh? Wouldn't hate it. Swirl versus Death Riders match, even like the Jay Lethal Marina Shafir spot, I like that. That was very good. This was good, man. Solid match. How they put this match away is a paradigm shift in a blade cutter. That combo of finishers is chef's kiss. I could fucking write home to my mom about it, man. It was really good. Jay White returns. Jay White has his return segment. He not only calls out Ospreay, but the Death Riders and the Dogs, all right? Him and David Finlay have a lot of history, so that match is just going to be a bit of a layup. It is what it is. Jay White doesn't exactly fit. Jay White doesn't exactly fit this tag team division right now because he is who he is and he is capable of what he's capable of. So, you kind of have to figure out exactly where you're going to put somebody like Jay White. But again, you have people in that locker room like a Kenny. You have people in that locker room like a Swerve, like a Takeshita, like an Okada, right? Jay White practically just fits very naturally into what we have right now. So, him targeting David Finlay, not too opposed to that, even though technically David Finlay should be a little bit more focused on those SAG titles. Neither here nor there. The 6 women's elimination tag match. My apologies. The 6 women's elimination survival of the fittest match. My initial thoughts when I heard about this, initially I said, oh, okay, this is perfect. Queen of Minute is gonna win. This is such an easy layup, right? And then there was just like a really really like excessive amount of roll-ups, and I was just like, nah, Tony.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, it got to the point where Menino was in the final 3, and I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna fuck this up. And then she got put out with a roll up, and I was like, okay, you niggas have lost your minds. You niggas have lost your minds. I think the best part, or maybe my apology, I think she got to the final 4. I think the best part about this night, easily, about this match for tonight was Persephone. Easily, Persephone had a really solid match. I also want to give a very small shout out to Persephone. And Persephone, she's kind of like doing like this like heel switch kind of thing. I think they have an issue when somebody is going too well in the opposite direction. They just turn him a heel. Like Kyle Fletcher naturally could just be a good face. It would probably take a good week or 2 for the crowd to get used to it. But he has that charisma. He has that, he's working to build that star power, within the confines of this company. Also, his mic work is very solid. Like, there were just aspects where I'm just like, okay, so y'all didn't want to do like a Proto Sheeta versus the Don Callis family. Why? And I guess it's because they just couldn't find anybody else to give Takeshita that match with but Fletcher. But I'm really saying all this to say I don't know if Persephone needed to be turned quote unquote heel, but basically she after getting eliminated from Sheeta, it was only Sheeta, Statlander, the Stat Daddy, and basically after an ankle lock is applied, very gruesome ankle lock, might I add, Chris is clawing for the ropes. She gets there, and then Persephone clocks her with the TBS title. Sheeta gets the job done. Sheeta is now your new TBS Women's World Champion, and as I predicted many moons ago, when Willow is back and healthy, that will be Willow's first victim. All right, now if Willow's gonna be picking the belt back up off Sheeta, that's that's left to be determined. But again, Willow's gonna put on a very good match. We all miss Willow. So the quicker we can get that Sheeta and Willow program, the better. All right. Last little segment of the night that I think anybody is actually like a little bit curious about is Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, the god of professional wrestling. He, as I stated earlier in that promo with MJF, very good promo. Their back and forth entailed of MJF telling Kenny, if you want this title so bad, you're gonna have to, play nice like your little cowboy boyfriend and relinquish the rights to ever challenge for this title again. Now, this stipulation has been kind of just making its rounds. A lot of people are just a little confused as to why AEW is going in this direction. I think it's obvious that MJF is kind of riding his own high. So when he continuously alludes to being a part of All In Wembley, I think it's going to hurt that much more for his character, not only when he loses to Andrade on the Wembley stage, but when he is not in the world title match, right? That simple piece of character, that simple piece of character work is going to play a very large part in MJF's character moving forward. So I'm actually a very big supporter of this. Kenny obviously is going to win next week. Man, we're gonna get to SmackDown. We're gonna get to SmackDown. No spoilers. All right, but for this right now, positive. This is a positive, and again, building everything that we are building with All In. I'm very impressed. Very impressed from Tony. He has been killing it. Even like this collision, it was a very long collision. I'll be honest, very fucking long collision. But the opening match with the Bang Bang Gang and Cope versus the STP, solid, good. Trisha Dora is on the ringside immediately, plus 3 stars. You're not gonna get an argument from me on that. The dogs come out to attack said Bang Bang Gang, and leave Jay White in his own kind of he basically like they deconstructed his switchblade piece by piece and just kind of sprinkled it out around him. All of the Death Riders came out. Why they chose to just kill the Bang Bang Gang? Don't know what the fuck was up with that. They killed like all 7 of them. I was like, Christ, it's like, what's going on? I think Christian came down to the ring for a second. Bro, it was literally like a 7-on-6 jumping. That shit was fucking hilarious. Next match on the card that we get is Mina Shirakawa and Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, again, very solid match from these two. They do it kind of going against a bit of a jabroni squad. Roosh also has a bit of a 1-2-3-esque match. But again, these guys getting playing time is never going to be a negative for me. Roosh is easily, if you ask me, your next national champion, or if you really want to take that next step, your next TNT champion. The rivalry that you could have with Bandino or Mystico somewhere in there. It's possible, very possible. Anything is possible, in the dub. All right, where the elite come to wrestle. What can I say? Ricochet calls out Evan Bourne. I want all of you to know whatever that match will entail, I will be there to watch it. Whatever that match is, I'm going to be there. Maybe live, inshallah. Inshallah, I'll be live. Who knows? And last couple of matches I think deserve some recognition is Athena versus Rena. I'm not used to seeing Rena's graps. Personally, it does seem like maybe they're a bit too set up for my standards. But Athena goes in there, she makes it work. She always does. Very good. Athena Elite Wrestling. What can I say? That's what we're all here for. Immediate 2 stars. Like immediate plus 2 stars on the night. And lastly, we get the Rascals versus Mystico, Bandino, and Speedball. These are unethical hoops, Tony. I'm not gonna lie, unethical hoops. You got 2 face groups with both high-flying members just doing a lot of high-flying face moves. Red card, my nigga. This is unethical. It's unethical, but it's fucking amazing. It's great. Very, very good match. Again, if you want to discuss, the heel versus face dynamic, completely lost in the sauce is this nigga Tony Khan. But very good match. Again, Mystico getting playing time on this, on these brand. Same thing I could say with Athena, Persephone. Again, even like Myron Reed, all of the Rascals out here. Like, it's not just 2 of them or 1 of them. While both of them, the other 2 play the manager. No, all 3 of them are out here. So positives, very big positives. But I do think in the psychology of the match, a little confusing. Make you feel a little restless. I don't like the idea of me having to boo for Myron Reed over booing for Mystico. It's not something I want to make that fucking choice. All right. Last match on the card. All right. We get ELP. I wasn't going to do the LA Knight thing, but I almost did. Versus Kyle Fletcher. This match was fucking awesome. This is a really, really good match. ELP not only main eventing this collision, but, showing how much he still has left in the tank after that Ospreay match about a week or 2 back. I'm fucking with it, man. Honestly, again, ELP is one of those New Japan Pro acts that is soon to just integrate himself over here. I think he would work perfectly in one of the groups like the Swirl or even like STP or something like that. There is a lot for the newer people who are just trying to find their death ground, if you would call it that. They're trying to find it, with the faction, with a manager or something like that. And I think if you wanted to do Don Callis, if you want to do the Demand, the Hurt Syndicate, there is somewhere for some of these new guys who just kind of need, again, a good launching pad. And ELP, he already has the good, as you would call it, his social score. All right, his social credit score is also pretty fucking high. Very, very good match from this Kyle Fletcher showing. Kyle Fletcher obviously goes over, being that this is, for the TNT belt. But it's honestly, it's very simple, right? Kyle Fletcher is going to find a way to lock up with Konosuke Takeshita. They're gonna have a great match, and this might plant seeds for a Kyle Fletcher face turn, but I highly doubt it. I think ship has sailed. But again, very, very solid collision, very solid Dynamite for July 1st and July 2nd. I was pleased. I was thoroughly pleased. All right, boys, girls, and non-binaries, enough dilly-dallying. We are going to be discussing SmackDown for July 3rd, 2026. I had a pretty hard time getting through this SmackDown. I'll be honest with all of you. Sami Zayn opens this night to I can only describe this as, maybe half of this crowd was like, drowsing in and out of their fentanyl high. There's there's almost like audible silence. You know how fucking hard that is to hear things be quiet? Like, dude, like to hear the cold silence of a packed room. This is not the Tokyo Dome. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this crowd. Sami Zayn comes out there. The crowd kind of care. They're like at a 5, 6 out of 10. Mind you, they already paid about fucking $20. You know what I mean? We like to call $100 bills bucks over here. So they already paid a good $20. All right, a good 2,000 wow. A good $2,000 if you want to put it like that for these fucking seats, and they're not making any noise. That bothered me. Some of them are booing Sammy, and I just have to ask myself, so people really do bring just morons to these crowds, and I don't know if children, would categorize themselves as morons, but are the kids booing for one of the most beloved wrestlers out right now in Sammy's? I just want to know, where are the boos coming from with 75 million impressions on a video? Something that the Fed hasn't done in a very long time, with a title change nonetheless. Maybe a botch. Maybe if somebody says a slur by accident, or somebody's getting canceled. A title win from the Federation. Home of the Jabrones. 75 million impressions. And what's the initial reaction for Sammy? Good 7, 6 out of 10. Maybe 5 if you want to be conservative. I don't know who the fuck is coming to these shows, but they can't be people who watch the product or people who watch the sport. All right, because I think that your Joe Schmo, average schmuck from from the IWA, NWA Atlantic days, right? They're not gonna sit here and go, oh yeah, no, the guy who everyone keeps telling me is one of the most hardworking, humble wrestlers that have ever stepped between those ropes. Let's boo him. Like, and I understand this is like a gimmick, like a wrestler who is honest, like who quote unquote breaks the kayfabe, if you would, and for that reason, because you're breaking the fantastical nature of this, experience, we should boo you, we should hate you, and all these other things. But like, I wasn't joking, bro. El Generico, like this is like, these are parts of this, honestly, again, of this industry you can't wash away. Like, you're gonna wash away the fucking, like, the good fortune that El Generico and Sami Zayn from Black and Gold all the way to, like, at least minimum of what that Bloodline shit was. Think about how long that run of consistency is. Black and Gold to the Bloodline. Sami Zayn has been at least a nigga people can look up and be like, oh wow, yeah, the Federation is doing something pretty interesting, huh? Like, bro, you know how many people use that "this is the worst match of all time" clip? Sammy makes that gimmick work. That gimmick does not work without Sammy. And honestly, you can say the same thing with Baron Corbin, but like the facts of this matter. Sammy has been at the front lines for so long, and now he gets this recognition. The fans almost seem like that. Like, it's almost like you're telling these niggas that they're ghosts in the building. I'm like, oh man, okay, all right, we gotta move forward throughout this night, man. We gotta go on throughout this night. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna use my psychonic ability one last time on you niggas. Let's flash forward in a week or two. If Cody Rhodes picks up the Sami Zayn momentum, right? What the fuck does that mean for Sami? Because I'm telling y'all right now, if anyone thinks that Sami Zayn is going to be viewed negatively after getting essentially golden shovel buried by the Golden Boy and Dusty Rhodes' little boy, if anybody thinks that that's gonna like go over positively for the namesake of Cody, oh fuck no. You thought it was bad in the dub when they didn't like Cody? Oh no, you don't want to see this shit. Niggas are gonna hijack his matches. Niggas are gonna start chanting for Gunther and CM Punk in the middle of his segments. I'm not being hyperbolic. If Cody becomes a 4-time champion, again, off of one of the most beloved people in that locker room, things are not gonna go well. They got Kevin Steen, to waddle his ass in the public eye. Because LFG is in the public eye. I want to let all of you know that right now. He's back in the public eye for Sammy. But Becky Lynch, the queen of kayfabe. Becky Lynch is maybe the king, honestly. The king of kayfabe, and Becky Lynch. She's breaking this kayfabe to congratulate and embrace Sammy live on her social media, where again, she's only in kayfabe. Like, and I don't think you niggas are hearing me when I say shit like this. They are going to make one of the worst financial choices they could ever fucking make with stepping on the Sammy run. Full stop. Full fucking stop. And honestly, it's like a train wreck. I can't look away, but some people are just anticipating. They're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Say, hey, some niggas are already in about 2 countries over. They already watched the other shoe drop. Now they're just watching the riots outside. It's tricky, man. It's tricky because, okay, let's make a roadmap for a second. Where does Sammy go automatically after this? Well, he's on SmackDown, right? So now let's get some SmackDown niggas in front of Sammy. Immediately, I'm thinking Finn Balor. I'm thinking Shinsuke Nakamura, all right? In a perfect world, I'm thinking niggas like AJ. I'm thinking Randy Orton. These aren't terrible options. Unfortunately, though, only 2 of those 4 options are there, and I'll be damned if I believe these niggas are gonna give Shinsuke Nakamura, a nigga who came into his prime on a random Saturday for that AJ Styles match last week. I mean, my apologies, chat, last year, that they're just gonna give him a world title match. Fuck out of my face. Fuck out of my face. In a perfect world, Solo actually has proper billing, all right? He actually has proper production, so he can be built as a solid heavyweight, right? Who maybe just gets the fan favorite audience, right? Maybe just gets the fan favorite vote one of these years, right? And I'm not talking about a fucking Slammy. I'm talking about fans organically getting behind Solo because he's funny, because he's competent in that fucking ring, because he can make a story, whatever you throw at him, work. He can make it work. Maybe not to the heights of what the Fed want it to be. It could be a decent, understandable story, though. You know how hard it is to tell an understandable story? Nowadays, with this fucking product? Like, come on, bro. I don't know, man. If Cody picks up this belt, not the move, man. Not the right choice. It's simple as that. Just not the right fucking choice. It isn't even a situation where like, oh, Jacob can be over here. No. Because they seen how everyone wanted Jacob to beat Roman, and they went, tie them niggas on the same show together, so we never have to get those fan threats again. Make sure that they are connected at the hip, so we never have to deal with Jacob Fatu being in a world title option against or to rival Roman again. Because again, think about what a Jacob Roman dual championship reign looks like. Jacob's over here running shit, telling that nigga Roman it's not sweet, do not come across that line. And now Roman barely wrestling makes so much more sense now, right? Because now he knows the second he loses that title, he has a wolf across the street who's waiting on him to drop his neck. It's simple shit like that they will never execute on, right? They will never pull the trigger on Jacob actually, puffing his chest out at Roman and going, no, you aren't that nigga. I'm that nigga, and your time has long passed you by. But again, these are all things I'm just discussing in the moment, thinking about the hypothetical spoilers. You know what? I would like to believe that they sold you niggas bad dope. That's what I believe. I would like to believe that they stepped on the work. They watched you niggas smoke that dope because it's dope. And you niggas are like dope fiends. Basically, I like to believe that. You know what I mean? They polluted the water. They poisoned the well. Knowing this company though, man, they might just make Cody a 4-time, and that's just. Fuck, man. I don't even want to think about that, honestly. I really don't. The segment continues with Sami Zayn. He says his 1-2. He kind of relinquishes, the love of the crowd, saying, you guys weren't really on my back. You guys kind of hated me for 6 months, and then they started booing him again. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, there you go. That's, hey, man, shout out to production for making Sami a lovable, likable, down-to-earth guy being portrayed as a scumbag for the sake of who? Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Yay. Fuck, man. All right. Cody Rhodes comes down. He congratulates Sami. It's pretty simple, shaking the hands, kissing the babies. And then Sami basically begs this nigga Cody for a match. He says, hey, things are different now that I'm champion. Everyone believed I wouldn't be here. And for lack of a better word, I don't believe that you're being as sincere as you think that you're being. Jey Uso comes down to the ring. Big J, the biggest, Yeet Master 5000, and he basically tells Sami, I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you. Everyone is very happy for you, but I need that title opportunity ASAP. Yeet. So what you gonna do about it? I need to bring it back to the family. Cody says, bring it back to the family, nigga. What year are you in? You must have CTE. He does. And then Sami says, hey, big dog, as far as I'm concerned, this shit is in the family. Cause I'm Sami Uso Zayn, you bitch ass nigga. I'm hopping out of this ring. Then Adam Pearce, all right, fucking Humpty Dumpty, he waddles down and he basically says Nick Aldis isn't here because we're trying to get some production and some booking together. So in the meantime, while we try to book this match between Nick Aldis and Gunther, the brawling Brit and the Austrian badass, I'm gonna play fake general manager for a second, because again, these general managers don't really do shit, and I'm going to declare that we'll have a match between Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes as our main event. Jey Uso in the main event with Cody Rhodes. Man, are you guys having fun? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? And you know what's terrible about this SmackDown? Like, honestly, what its most unredeeming quality is, it isn't even after this match, we get my apologies, this segment, that we get some, trailblazing, career-defining moment, or we get some massive, pinnacle in this storytelling for any of these stories, right? With any of the members of this locker room. No, it's a trios match with Tiffany Chelsea and Chelsea, I almost said Chelsea Green twice, and Charlotte Flair. They're going up against Jade and her baddie shot clocks. Apparently there was some reference to the WNBA in here. I'd be a liar if I tell you that everything right now isn't very racially kind of just, up there. It is what it is. We're celebrating 250 years of what exactly? All right then. Yeah, that's the kind of things I'm talking about. But you know, apparently that's what a lot of people are talking about. 2 million impressions on Twitter alone. So whatever was said or done, shall I say, was not to the liking of a lot of people. Also, Charlotte Flair didn't engage in whatever racial insensitive was going on here. So more positive. These are small positives I think I will not be ignoring. But you know, the simple negative of the matter is that Jade Cargill is just, again, she's stuck here. Michin stuck here. Charlotte stuck. Chelsea stuck. Everyone's just fucking stuck here. It's a mess. It's ugly. It's not to my liking. I don't like it. I don't like it. They know that Tiffany's just kind of not a face, not a heel. She's complained about it. I think that's why they're getting the treatment that they're getting right now. I don't think they have the fucking cojones to put Jade in that brand ambassador U.S. title women's role. Again, that's somebody you put on the morning TV shows. That's somebody, you send to the schools. Like, you send that person to the radio show. Jade Cargill is such an asset to this fucking company. They don't see it. Don't know why. So basically, again, as I stated, until Rhea gets back, we're just doing this shit. And I wish I was being funny. No, it's maybe like a good, 8-minute match max, maybe like 8 or so minutes. Jade gets the 1, 2, 3 on Chelsea Green. Queen Jabron. It is what it is. We get some Danhausen shit with the Judgment Day. Exactly. Like, fucking exactly. Not discussing that. And Dark Influence or whatever. I guess Fatal. Yes, Fatal Influence. They have a match against I don't know, Brie Bella. A promo was cut on Brie Bella by somebody called, like, I don't even know, like Tavi Larson or some shit like that. I don't know, chat. I don't listen. Like Tave Irie. That's what I believe it is. Like Tave Irie. Fatal Influence. Okay, let's talk about this. The women's mid card has been struggling for a very long time. Even back to them niggas asking Triple H directly, hey, so like, what's going on with the rest of these Evolve shows? Like, we're gonna get an Evolve 3, right? And he was basically like, come on, guys. Don't be assholes. Come on, guys. We're not doing Evolve 3. Come on. So saying all this to say that, Tave Ivory, Callie Armstrong, Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe, Michin, B-Fab, Julia, the list goes on and on. These women can be as great as they want. Unfortunately, they're employed by TKO, and TKO's head of creative is Triple Reich, and that nigga doesn't know what the fuck to do with anybody, not even his golden children like Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. So I have no real positive comments to give about this women's mid card. I wish I did. From the bottom of my heart, I wish I was discussing, a fucking generational 5-star Jordan Grayson, Roxanne Perez feud right now. I really do. I really wish I was, but I'm not. All of you know I'm not. Not discussing Danhausen, Tave Ivory, or another trios match from Jade and her baddie USAs. It is what it is. Is what it is. Jade and her Now That's TVs. That's pretty fucking funny, actually. Okay. This Johnny Gargano segment with Sammy. They're really trying to make Sammy seem like an unlikable prick, huh? And I think it's because, again, when things don't go their way, they don't want it to happen. Like when Braun took out Seth Rollins and he just, we all assumed he would become the impromptu world champion. They seen the momentum behind that. They seen it wasn't in their roadmap, and they immediately buried that nigga Braun. Braun to this day doesn't have a single victory against Seth Rollins. I do not think that that's I do not think that that's a coincidence. I do not think that that's a coincidence whatsoever. So I'm saying all of this to say that Johnny Gargano should cost Cody Rhodes the championship. He should, kind of get his, I'll say his cortisol levels, but I guess he would have to lower his cortisol levels for Johnny. I don't know, man. Gargano has to figure it out. And even like Candice LeRae, like, what does Candice LeRae do that is not valued to this company to where she can't be in the mid-card division? Hell, maybe after a couple of months or maybe half of a year of solid production, maybe you give her at least an opportunity to get to that world title shot. Who knows? Like, genuinely, who the fuck knows if you give somebody like Jordan Grace a proper push to that world title? Who knows what the fuck could happen? These niggas are too scared to take that chance, though. So, Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano are just playing second fiddle to this. I'm a good guy, but I'm fucking insufferable because they want me to be. And I'm super extra because they want me to be. Not because I am. And everybody on social media is literally in tears and in knots, celebrating and acknowledging the hard work I've put into this industry for 2 straight decades. And that's the kind of shit I should just ignore so you guys can get a good Cody story off. I should call this Cody SmackDown or like Cody Night Smack, or like Friday Night Cody. This is practically just a Cody Rhodes hate episode. Sorry, I'm very, very fucking sorry, but I'm not rocking with this Sammy idea with the Sammy roadmap. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. I wish more people would acknowledge me. I wish more people would acknowledge it. Solo isn't even on the SmackDown episode, which completely goes against what this nigga Jacob said he would be doing last Monday or this Monday in chin checking this nigga Solo. It's just a Powerhouse Hobbs segment, and I'm like, wow, man, this shit's crazy. Bro, if they tried to fucking spoon feed me Powerhouse Keys versus Jimmy Uso, I might actually set fire to that fucking building in Connecticut. I'm not being funny. Not being funny. Jacob and Keys is right there. It's right there. Saturday Night Main Event, something you're supposed to be building towards, not going that well. It's right there. But you know what y'all give us instead of Keys and Jacob? Or maybe anything for Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano, Julia. Julia has a nice little segment with Blake Monroe, but my agenda needs to stand tall here. Y'all give me Danhausen and JD McDonough for a slot in your premium live event, because Saturday Night Main Event is not pay-per-view. Closest thing to a premium line event you niggas actually put on. JD and Danhausen? Niggas must have lost their fucking minds. Must have lost their fucking minds. I can't wrap my head around it. Sorry, just can't. I don't want to. I think anybody who puts up with this shit, shill. Straight like that, shill. It is what it is. The Rey Fenix and Vikingo match is easily match of the night. Fuck. I mean, it's great. This is a great match. It's a fucking great match. And honestly, shout out to the crowd for giving a little bit more of a fuck than that, hillbilly backwater fuck town of Providence, Rhode Island gave more of a fuck than that town for Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix and Vikingo have an amazing match. I assumed Vikingo rolled over again because let's be honest, right? A AAA title change. Who is that negatively affecting? Not AAA, not the Federation. Sure as fuck, not Vikingo. So I assume that's something kind of interesting will be happening here. But man, I'll be fucking honest, man. Vikingo's like very good. Vikingo's maybe better than like 50% of that locker room. Is that a hot take? Is that a fucking hot take? Vikingo being better than like 50% of that locker room? He's 100% better than all the sitting champions right now. No questions asked. Like, no questions asked. I will take Vikingo over Roman in a New York second. Are you fucking kidding me? Vikingo and Rey Fenix, again, very, very good match. Rey Fenix does not go under on Vikingo, as I've already stated. But this just shows the athletic prowess of not only Vikingo, but Rey Fenix, the potential of that AAA locker room. Positives. Again, natural positives all around here. And unfortunately, I would book this as my main event, but we get a Cody and Jay match that follows a pretty decent mellow and trick segment. Both of them are just acknowledging their history, setting up the SummerSlam match. Called that a while ago, but hey, what can I say? Nixtradamus strikes again. Cody and Jay took place in front of a packed audience, and it was like radio silent for like 40% of the match. There were moments where they kind of popped, and then they just died back down. Like not even 50. I remember, like I watched Cody hit two. One of the crossroads was a little stiff, but the second crossroads that was supposed to end the match. Well, it did end the match. The crowd was like very. You know what's so funny? They gave the exact same energy they gave to Sami Zayn. That's weird, isn't it? It's weird, right? I'm not crazy insane. That's fucking weird. I don't know. I'd like to believe that maybe they were just exhausted after like four straight hours of wrestling. But man, bro, they're really gonna try to push Cody to that 4th championship reign, and I just don't know who that benefits. Because again, it's not Cody. People are feeling the fatigue. He's wrestling Jey Uso. They're doing all these announcement table spots. Or an announcer table spots, and it's radio silence from the crowd. Motherfuckers sitting on their hands, playing in their ass the whole match. I don't know, dude. I don't think you got Jey Uso in your main event. Like, who the fuck acts for that? None of these choices are making sense because none of them make any fucking sense. And And then again, I look across the bow at companies like, honestly, like TNA. TNA has Nick Nemeth as their fucking world champion, and he cut a good promo. He is drawing in interest to the to Total Non-Stop Action. Listen to that fucking sentence. Dolph Ziggler is drawing in attention to Total Non-Stop Action. Mustafa Ali is having one of his best years of his career. With the A, it is what it is. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to believe that again. Maybe they're just shook up by the competition out there. Maybe like Shawn and Undertaker, like obviously not real booking, but them like composing solid pay-per-views or solid tapings for AAA and NXT. Maybe that has this nigga, Triple H shook up just a little bit. Because I'm being so serious, y'all. To think that people like Konosuke Takeshita exist on like multiple tapings of Dynamite, and Triple H sees that and goes, let me counterbook that with Danhausen. There's no way. Like there's no possible fucking way that's what's going on. And I refuse to believe it. So, I'll take a page out of my Tao book, out of my Tao Bible, and I'll just believe that this is for the greater good. And I don't know what the fuck that is, man, but okay, let's just do this right now. If they take the belt off of Sammy, Cody is never going to be looked at the same for obvious reasons. And if they keep the belt on Sammy, they have to knock it out the park. There's no wiggle room. There is no gray area for them to land on. They either stick the landing or they hit Ibushi. Simple as that. And it's to be determined. But the fan, I don't know. The fan perception of this company right now is not positive. And again, if you do something like shooting off your fucking foot to kill a fly, I don't know. I don't know why they would do that, but this company has done crazier things. This company has done crazier things. That is officially everything that I have for not only July 1st Dynamite, but July 2nd Collision and July 3rd SmackDown. One of these shows is better than the others. One of these shows are blue. That's my full conclusion on that one. Collision is getting steadily better again with additions like STP. Even honestly, people, like Brian Cage and Andrade, that a very, very good match. I kind of grazed over, but the Collision is getting very, very solid. Dynamite has been solid for a very long time. I'm looking forward to seeing what All In includes. Like, what is the full show for All In? We still have Redemption to build towards. So a lot of building blocks that again AEW has to, they have to land their shots correctly. But I can say that the fan perception seems to be just a bit more positive with the dub. Despite Queen Admitted loss here, despite a talkative portion of the night here, it does seem to be relatively positive. So that was officially everything that I had. All right, hope all of you stay healthy, stay hydrated. Super fucking hot outside. Holy shit. I do have a lot of other things going up, including my 1186 and my 1187th episode of including my 1186th and my 1187th edition of One Piece reviews. They are on the way. All right, a lot of other stuff in tour. All right, so as I always say, hope all of you stay tuned, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Peace.